of Nigeria beating host Argentina last night and booking a place into the quarterfinal round of the FIFA Under 20 World Cup. Right there in the South American country shows that we've got a team. Do we really have a team? Well, maybe a question Lionel Boso needs to tell us until the team gets to the final. Well, we'll also talk about the Falconet as they were able to book a final at the maiden Under 20 Waffle B tournament in Ghana. They will be facing their opponent, Ghana, in the final, right? As Ghana came from a goal down to beat Burkina Faso. Well, as well, look at transfer stories. Look at what happened in the Europa League final last night. Jose Mourinho. Well, it's about Jose Mourinho, but even talking about Sevilla, a team that is used to lifting that title. Well, this and more we look at this morning. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Gil Monfils, yes, withdrawn from French Open with a wrist injury. The French veteran Gil Monfils, who withdrew, made the announcement on Wednesday, a day after his 3-5 set opening victory over Sebastian Baez. The 36-year-old withdrawal means that Denmark's Øyvind Rune progresses straight through the third round. According to Monfils, he said he had received medical advice not to play. So if this is coming from a player, it means that he's got a team that is also looking at the state of health. Now, talking about Novak Djokovic, who has been in the news. Well, Novak Djokovic briefly struggled before bulldozing past Marta Fuskovic in straight sets to reach the third round of the French Open. The world number 3 sparked controversy by writing Kosovo is in the heart of Serbia. On camera lens earlier this week, he told Serbian media he will do it again. But after his 7-6, 6-love, 6-3 victory, he instead opted to write his signature and a smiley face. So a lot of people were expecting Djokovic to also spark another reaction or another thing yesterday. But looking at a result of games decided yesterday, Fabio Fognini, Stefano Tsitsipas, Sebastian Hoffner, Lorenzo Sonego, Thanasi Kokkinakis, Diego Schwartzman, Denis Shapovalov, Juan Pablo Virals, Varila, Zakalo Alcaraz, Karen Chachinov, Hugo Okoz, Alejandro Dovidovic Fokina, Cameron Norrie, Andrei Rublev, Lorenzo Musetti, Novak Djokovic, all through to the next round of the tournament after the victories yesterday. And in the WTA category, Alina Svitolina, Elisa Mertens, Peyton Stearns, Jessica Pegula, Anastasia Potapova, Anna Blinkova, Anastasia Pafuchenkova, Daria Kasatkina, Yulia Putintseva, Karolina Munkova, Arina Sabalenka, Sloane Stevens, Arena, Camila Begu, Kala Chosen, Kamila Rakimova, and Elisa Avanesian, all through to the next round of the tournament after the victories yesterday. But now quickly looking at games going down today. 1st of June, Bono Courage will be in action 10 o'clock this morning against Pedro Cochin as Alex de Minaur battles Themis Echeverry. Gulo Zapieri will be up against Casper Ruud as Emilio Rusevori take on Giga Dimitrov. Daniel Atmaya will be up against Jannik Sinner as Yoshito Nishioka battles Max Possel. And this game's going down 11:30. 1:30 today, Aslan Karatsev will be in action today by 1 o'clock against Francis Taifo as Thiago Sabat Wild, who also defied all odds 2 days ago to move to the next round, will be up against Guido Pella. More games to go down today as Alex Morkan will take on Alexander Zverev. More games to go down. WTA category, Leona Bosova will be up against Anna Carolina as Diana Shenda will be up against Beatrice Haddad Mahia. More games to go down today. While looking at another game by 11:30, Daniel Party will be up against Amira Andreeva. And looking at Donna Vekic against Bernarda Pera. Igor Swiatek will be in action by 12:45 against Clara Liu as Corey Goff battles Julia Graba by 130. 2:15, Ocean Jordan will take on Ons Jobar as Emma Navarro battles Bianca Andrescu. The last game of the day, 3:30, we'll see Lauren Davis against Lesser through Senko. Let's talk NBA this morning. Well, remember, there has been a managerial merry-go-round, right? Most especially after the conference finals have been decided and knowing who's moving to the NBA finals. Well, Monty Williams will be named the next coach of Detroit Pistons and is expected to sign a 6-year, $78.5 million contract. The Pistons will give Williams the largest coaching deal in NBA history to replace Dwan Casey, who stepped down as Detroit's coach in April to move into a front office role. The Athletic reported that there are team options for the 7th and 8th year and incentives that could increase the deal to $100 million. I love that. I love money. Let's move straight to the other side of the show this morning. Well, moving straight to the second half of the show this morning where we look at updates, but starting from the local scene. Let's start with football from the grassroots. Talking about the Swans Girona Under 13 Sports Fiesta that went down on Wednesday. Bradville College emerged overall winner of the maiden Oyo Swans Girona Under 13 Sports Fiesta at the Lagos Salami Stadium on Wednesday. Bradville College led 11 other schools which participated in athletics and football events of the competition with 4 gold, 3 silver and 1 bronze medals. The 2014 Shell Cup finalists and 2017 Coca-Cola champions triumphed over Hard Fighting Adem Secondary School in the final of the football event by 4-1 on penalty shootout after the two teams played goalless and regulation time. Well, remember earlier on Tuesday, Precious Academy peeped Generation Next by a lone goal in the third place match. In athletics, students of Blessing College Aguare won the hearts of spectators as they battled perennial winners Bradville College for honors and medals. The Wadi representatives of Okiogo garnered 1 gold, 3 silver and 4 bronze medals to come third behind Bodija International College, who took the second position with 2 gold and 3 silver medals. The competition's overall runners-up, Bodija International College, also added glamour to the event through the dazzling band which entertained dignitaries and spectators with delightful musical performance. Hilltop Secondary School won the match pass contest ahead of Bodija International College and Bradville College. The grand finale of the multi-sport competition was graced by Nigeria's football legend Bumi Adigun, a multilingual sport promoter, Ambassador Ramoke Ayinde, an acting general manager of Oyo State Sports Council, and Mr. Tunde Ajibike, as well as the chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Comrade Ademola Babalola. All right, well, now let's also wish all the schools, the same as the athletes that also represented their schools, all the best. And we also hope that the likes of Sporting Lagos that came to scout young stars have some of these players in the next few years in their teams if they play in the NPFL, same as if they have their second team play in NNL. All right, now let's move on the show this morning and talk about Nigeria's Falconets, who defeated Benin Republic 3-0 to reach the final of the maiden Under-20 Wafu B tournament in Ghana. The Falconets will now face host Ghana in the final to determine the winner of the inaugural tournament. Recall, Bello opened the scoring in the 23rd minute before Onyenezide made it 2-0 in 34 minutes from the penalty spot. It's in the first semi-final on Wednesday. Remember, Ghana came from a goal down to beat Burkina Faso 3-1. Remember, the Falconets have been scoring a lot of goals. Remember, they scored a plethora of goals in the first 3 games of the group stages, right? Well, let us just hope that their goals will not just be a waste in the final. Now, let's talk about Nigeria's Flying Eagles, who sent host Argentina out of this year's FIFA Under-20 tournament with a sweet victory, coming 2-0 last night in the quarter to move to the next round. Second half goals from Ibrahim Muhammad and Halidu Sarki saw Lada on both side edge out the record under-20 World Cup winners. The Flying Eagles will now take on either Ecuador or South Korea in the quarterfinal bid first Sunday, May 4. Well, remember, in Wednesday's other round of 16 games, Brazil thrashed Tunisia 4-1, while Italy edged England 2-1. Well, looking at some of other results this morning, most especially from the under-20, a quick round off for that scoreline. Brazil defeated Tunisia 4-1 with a man sent off in the Brazilian national team squad. Colombia bashed Slovakia 5-1 as Nigeria defeated Argentina 2-0. England lost 1-2 against Italy. Now, looking at games going down today, and this will also determine Nigeria's opponent in the quarterfinal. Ecuador will take on South Korea, and earlier before that one, 6:30, Gambia will be up against Uruguay. Moving on the show this morning, and looking at all the stories concerning the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The Brazilian Football Confederation, CBF, on Wednesday said it has filed a protest with the world governing body FIFA after defender Robert Reynard was racially abused following a Under-20 World Cup match. Insults were directed at Renan as he left the pitch at the Ciudad de la Plata Stadium in Argentina, where Brazil defeated Tunisia 4-1 in the tournament round of 16. Now let's talk about football after this time. Well, remember, we'll go on the break, and after this time out to come back, talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, talk about the Europa League final. And well, remember, Manchester City will also be getting set for the UEFA Champions League final. Well, remember, today we'll also be having the Bundesliga qualification playoff. And well, same as playoff in Serie B. A lot will be going down. We also have, well, for Manchester United, Manchester City playing in the FA Cup final. Also, this coming weekend, do not go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Yo, what's up?
Do not touch that dial. You know the radio you tune to, it's your Remedy dial, 93.9 Solutions FM. Your number one Remedy dial.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data plus jollificate 15% bonus when you recharge, just use Momo. You wan pay for market where you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash. As long as you get Momo account, no cash, no wahala. And e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account o. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account or inside your Momo account to make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo. You go jollificate 15% bonus anytime you recharge with Momo.
Saleko is a jungle. Everyone does what they must to survive.
Gangs of Lagos don't land for Prime Video and na the #1 film. So make una go watch am. E get better stars like Toby Bakri, Adesua Tommy Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo, and more. Plus the genge action wey dem do for the film. Chai! Now for only Prime Video you fit watch Gangs of Lagos, and dem go first give you 7 days free trial. Terms and conditions dey o. Oh yeah, check back to Prime Video.
Mommy!
Yes, daughter?
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with Sumal candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, Mommy. Even the Sumal wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow!
Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Hello, sir. Do you mind if I interview you quickly?
No. I don't get
Just
time.
a quick one, sir. If
if you get 1 million naira right now, what would you?
You said? First of all, hey, I go change this my phone. After that, I will come buy correct bars, you know, understand? Then I'll come work well. Come block my landlord main office, see my status. Come declare for the boys there. Levels all land with that.
Take off on a millionaire level and do as you like with the FCMB Millionaire Promo Season 9 by increasing your savings account balance by 10,000 naira and keeping it for 30 days in your FCMB account. And if you're a new customer, deposit 10,000 naira into your account and keep it for 30 days. And you could be one of the winners of ₦1 million and other amazing cash rewards. Approved by NLRC and FCCPC. FCMB, my bank and I.
Alright guys, you're welcome back. Take your time right now. It is 8:19. Jose Maria furiously confronted referee Anthony Taylor in the car park following Roma's Europa League final defeat to Sevilla after saying the official seemed Spanish. Maybe we should be expecting a fine, a ban on Jose Mourinho. Sevilla won on penalties to condemn Mourinho to his first defeat in a European final after an ill-tempered match. We saw British referee Taylor dishing out 14 yellow cards, the most ever in a Europa League game, and playing almost 30 minutes of stoppage time in total. After the game footage, which has been shared widely on social media, showed Mourinho directing a stirring of expletives towards officials in the car park, labeling their performance a disgrace. UEFA are waiting on the referee's match report before deciding whether to take any action against Mourinho. The defeat meant Roma failed to qualify for next season's Champions League and prompted questions about whether the 60-year-old will remain in the Italian capital, having been linked with Paris Saint-Germain. Well, talking about Jose Mourinho, he has also come out to say that, well, he's not sure, but let's just wait and see what happens in the next few days. Okay, now we're still talking about what happened yesterday. Come on, let's just give it to Sevilla, who secured a record extended 7th Europa League title, beating Roma 4-1 in a dramatic penalty shootout at the Puskás Arena in Budapest. Okay, now let's move on this morning for more updates. Okay, now quickly going straight to Germany. What is going down today? Well, talking about the playoff in the German Bundesliga relegation playoff. Manager Sebastian Hoeneß believes the unity is the key if Stuttgart are going to extend their 3-year stint in Bundesliga. The Reds fan base has often been fractured this season, but after a 1-0 draw against Hoffenheim on the final day of the regular league season could sign them to a 2-legged relegation playoff. The boss urged the club, the city, and the team to all stick together in order to aid their hopes of retaining their top flight status. All right, now still attempting to take their place in the Bundesliga, Hamburg, who have Worryingly, lost 9 of their last 13 trips to Stuttgart, winning 3, drawing 1. The Red Shorts also have to pick themselves up from a dramatic final day of the season when they were celebrating promotion after a 1-0 victory over Sandhausen, only to miss out on a place in the top 2 when Heidenheim netted a couple of injury time goals to beat Han Regensburg, meaning Team Walter's side dropped to 3rd. So let's wait to see what happens at the beginning of the playoffs tonight. All right, remember, African Brothers Gambia will be in action at the Under-20 FIFA World Cup tonight, 6:30 against Uruguay, I told you earlier, and Ecuador to take on South Korea. All right, now moving away from that, and let's talk transfer stories on the show this morning. We're getting updates about Harry Maguire, who's likely to be paid off with what we are seeing here. And I know a lot of people will be thinking, okay, most Manchester United fans will be like, okay, maybe this time, this is the time for this man to leave after the FA Cup final. Harry Maguire will hold talks with Erik ten Hag to discuss his Manchester United future after the end of the season. Maguire has endured a frustrating campaign at Old Trafford, making just 16 starts in all competitions and only 8 in the Premier League. After falling behind Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane in the pecking order at centre-back, Maguire is set to evaluate his options before making decisions about whether to play next season. Okay, well, Diogo Dalot has signed a new long-term contract with Manchester United, and this will be extended till June 2028. And Belgian midfielder Yuri Tielemans has announced that he will be leaving Leicester City following the club's relegation from the Premier League. Premier League teams, look at this man, if you can sign him. We know Manchester City are in talks to sign Marcel Kovacic from Chelsea. All right, young strikers about signing Favour Oloruntola back to this office this morning. Good morning to you. The leave is over. Your eye don't clear. Good morning.
I don't. I woke up this morning. I was like, I need to stay on my bed, and I remember that today I'm resuming, so I have to be here.
No, let me see your face. Move closer to the camera. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Hope you enjoy the leave.
That's going to be said afterwards. But at least on Tuesday/Wednesday, I decided to take the full time off, enjoy myself. And yes, I am here. I'm ready. I'm back, and I hope that is going to be a wonderful day. How did you miss me? Your companion.
I did not miss you.
Your companion is back.
I did not miss you. Yes, God. I did not. I decided to just be on my own. And imagine laughing, hugging you that you are welcome back. No, who is welcoming who back?
There's a special relationship between the two of us. Why wouldn't he hug me? He missed me.
There's a
you
special
don't
relationship.
miss me. He missed me. I don't understand. If you can't miss me, will miss me. Priscilla will miss me. Priscilla miss me.
Actually, Priscilla missed you. All right, move to the other side of the show this morning. So let me just ask, because we're getting, the meeting between the federal government, NNPCL, Labour ended in a deadlock yesterday.
Look,
so how much was tea fare on your way coming this morning?
It was drama upon drama. From my house, it doubled, like from 100 naira to 200.
Okay.
From Mobile, from the junction to Mobile, I took about 300 naira. Then this morning from Mobile to this place, like 200 naira. That's like triple of what I would actually, use for transport fare. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is a good journey, because we were all expecting that something like this was going to happen. But it's like, it's eating Nigerians hard. We should have prepared for this.
Okay, well, Laffy joining Favour Oloruntola for the newspaper review on the AM updates. Good morning, Ibadan. Happy New Month.
Ẹjọ́ tálọ́ ni mọ́tò LA 771 gbé kúrò lọ́nà dání sókè fẹ́ wọlé I beg you, person we get motor LA 771. Commander for Mutoro Daddy Shoki will come inside. Congratulations and jubilation, celebration in our nation. Oloyemi, congratulations and jubilation, celebration in our nation. Welcome, Daddy Shoki, welcome. Welcome, Daddy Shoki, welcome. Oloyemi, welcome, Daddy Shoki, welcome. Welcome, Daddy Shoki, welcome. Away you go a long time. Welcome in the bomby and in the ghetto. Welcome. Hello, mommy. Hello, daddy. Welcome. Hi, uncle. Hello, auntie. Welcome. All the children. I want to day. Welcome. All the people. I want to day. Welcome. Boys and girls. Them. I want to day. Welcome. Man and woman. I want to day. Welcome. Move on, Daddy Show. Jaja know say you run the show. Wanna be hear me again? Move on, Daddy Show. Wanna hear me? Woli Patan Jaja know say you run the show. So me tell them.
Okay, the music of the ghetto soldier himself, Daddy Shoki, saying welcome. Daddy Shoki, I'm saying that to favor Oloruntola. Welcome back. It feels so good, even though it seems every day you and I were always on the phone, but at least I'm seeing you physically today. Good morning. Hope you enjoyed your leave.
Yeah, in a way I did enjoy it, and I'm back. I hope that it's going to be
You're looking so refreshed, actually. You're looking so refreshed.
Yeah, definitely. It's a week off. Definitely I should look refreshed. If I'm not looking refreshed, you should send me back home and
definitely
go and stay like 2 days and just go and be refreshed. Welcome back to myself. Well, good morning, everyone. It is AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. My name is Favor Oloruntola.
And my name is Adi Damala Lafenwa. Good morning.
What was communicated to you as the outcome of the meeting? You know, as far as
Alright, this is Solutions 939 FM. It's from the daily segment on AM Update, and I've got the Vanguard newspaper as well as the Nigerian Tribune newspaper with me this morning.
Aaron, I'll be taking stories from the Punch newspaper this morning.
Okay, virtually all the newspapers we have in the studio this morning talk about the what I would like to call the bombshell that was dropped on Nigerians yesterday as regards the hike in the pump price of petrol. And I'll take from the banner headline on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and it says petrol above 500 naira per litre as subsidy removal takes effect. And quite a number of riders to that. I have this one saying NNPCL confirms hike adjust pump nationwide. Borno, Yobe, most expensive states with 557 naira per litre. Lagos remains least with 488 naira per litre. Moving further, still taking the riders, deregulation will enhance growth. NATI. FG's meeting with NLC TUC ends in deadlock. Meeting to reconvene Sunday as Labour leaders meet Friday. FG should rehabilitate refineries, and that is a statement coming from NECA. APC governors back Tinubu on subsidy removal, say Atiku Obi also promised same. Moving away from the issue of the pump price, hiking the pump price, I have this one saying 10th National Assembly leadership, APC Tinubu allegedly back out of Akpabio's endorsement. Jonathan, NPO, NPAN, Senate Obaseki, Mon Dokwesi, meet Southern Middle Belt leaders to weave Nigeria together again. Agbakoba advises Tinubu, bandits kill vigilante leader, 17 others in Zamfara state. I have this one still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Presidential Tribunal, Tinubu APC opposed tendering of evidence from beavers. Another one says 10th National Assembly leadership, Omishore G6 meeting ends in deadlock. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
All right, taking my first shot this morning at the Nation newspaper. It says here, NNPCL fixes 488 naira to 557 naira per litre petrol price template. And that is from the front page of the Nation newspaper, where it says price to fluctuate in accordance with market forces. NLC TUC demand return to old price. Government negotiation continues. All the stories you can find from the Nation newspaper this morning. Tinubu's promises to improve economy excite young entrepreneurs. Is that a true statement? You can get that story from page 28 of the Nation newspaper. 200 reps back in me, says Abbas. Lukman slams party chair Adamu. And then national honors awardees to wait. Page 5 of the Nation newspaper. Urine in Labour Party will be petition stored as PDP forges ahead. Senate, NPAN pays tributes to media magnate Dr. And we have PDP senators accusing red dump party. That's on page 5 of the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, I'm sliding into the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and the front page has quite a number of stories on the as headlines. I'll take from the cap headlines. Naira exchanges for 746 naira 67 kobo to $1 in black market. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. Tinubu meets EFCC boss NNPC GMD. Nigeria's tax to GDP ratio stands at 10.86%, says FIRS. Now moving to the banner headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. It says, as NNPC adjusts pump price to 537 naira / 500 naira per litre, NLC rejects petrol subsidy removal. Meeting with FG ends in deadlock. And there are 4 riders to that. Says government cannot do it unilaterally. Another one says you don't ask partners to negotiate at gunpoint. Ajaero, fuel subsidy removal is in order. APC governors. Nigerians groan over transport fare hike. Page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Moving away from that, 2 PDP senators resign from party. That's interesting. PDP has right to suspend, expel erring members lawfully. Court tells Wike. ASU sues FG over discriminatory treatment of members. And another one, talking about the slain Timothy Adegoke. Timothy Adegoke's murder. Court jails receptionist 2 years. And the last story I'll be taking on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune says presidential election court admits Atiku, PDP's document against Tinubu's victory. And the writer to that says, as witnesses, ill health stalls airing of LP's petition. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Well, the drama still continues, actually, but the first one here from the Punch newspaper says, federal government Labour meeting deadlock as fuel price hits 700 naira per litre. NLC kicks rejects petrol price hike. Economic hardship will worsen, says marketers. And PDP, Labour Party, others shun federal government. These stories you can find from the front page of the Punch newspaper. And then we have CBN multiple exchange rates may increase debt burden from the World Bank. That's on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. Thank you very much for staying tuned. And now it's time for us to talk about the burning issues this morning. It's on the front pages of all the newspapers concerning the deadlock with the federal government and NLC. But we have the NLC president here, Ajairus, speaking on the deadlock from yesterday.
What was communicated to you as the outcome of the meeting? You know, as far as Labour is concerned, would you have a consensus in this meeting? Is that okay? That's the principle of negotiation. You don't put the partner, you don't ask him to negotiate under gunpoint.
What are the prayers of the NLC?
The prayers of NLC is that we go back to status quo, negotiate, think of alternatives. and all the effects and how to manage the effects this action is going to have on the people. If it is an action that must take off.
Does your status does it mean restoration of subsidy?
Well, the subsidy provision has been made up to the end of June. And before then, conscious people, labor, management, government should be able to think of what will happen at the end of June. You don't start it before the time.
The original deadline
So why did they make provision up to end of June?
No, the original
Who's
deadline
lying?
was February 17th.
So why is it up to now?
That was at the discretion of the last administration.
Fine. The last administration made it up to end of June. Why can't we respect the sanctity of even that law that provided for that expenditure up to the end of June? What's the purpose of the governance? Is it the duty of NLC to raise funds for the government, to collect tax, to sell crude at the international market when the price of crude is going high? And the government that is a major exporter of a crude product is telling him there's no money. Other countries that are in the same scenario are eating fat.
Mr. President, do you think it's realistic to continue payment of subsidy?
Why do you keep on hammering on subsidy? What do you understand by subsidy? Has anybody explained to you the meaning of subsidy? What did they say is subsidy? Is there any country, even in the US, there's subsidy on wheat products? Is there any country that does not subsidize living of people, even if it by providing public transportation?
That's a big question. What does subsidy actually mean? We have Ayodeji Ajishope here with us this morning, and he is ready to help us through the newspaper headline for this morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I think we're having
a glitch. Can you hear us now, sir?
Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Good morning to
Okay.
you. Happy New Month.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can. Good morning. Happy New Month.
Yeah, happy new month.
Yes,
Happy new CMS prize.
Actually, I didn't, expect that a lot of people would raise a lot of, this kind of not so happy about this, because we've already been expecting that something like this was going to happen. Well, we had Ajero on this deadlock yesterday, who was talking about the deadline and the extension, which was not, put in place by this new administration. Let's talk about that.
Well, according to the budget for the year, there was provision for subsidy on PMS specifically to the end of the month of June. Well, we saw what happened the moment the president in his inaugural speech talked about subsidy on PMS, that it was gone, and that there will be provisions and all of that.
Okay.
We saw the reaction of the market. And when I say the market, and I mean those who are selling and those who are buying. People started rushing to buy, and the marketers ordered, some jacked up prices, and all that. And of course, I think the government or those who are in the industry saw the probable consequences of that. If that went on for 1 month, you know what will result. That is my thinking, you understand? As a manager. This is what went on within 24, 48, it's not even up to 48 hours. Chaos was going to descend, and I think it would have just thought that, look, rather than allow chaos to descend, let us move quickly. And I think that was what they just did. That's my own thinking. Because we would have been in a dilemma. As a businessman, I have a stock that I bought for 10 naira per liter. And I do not know the price I'm going to buy the next stock. You understand?
Yes.
maybe it was going to be 25 naira and all of that. And if I buy it for 10 naira now, and I'm going to restock at 20 naira, where do I get the gap? So, started hoarding, or they started jacking up, and all of that. I think, as good managers, that was what those who operate the oil and gas industry, apparently with the approval of the president, did.
Okay.
Chaos would have descended.
Okay, now let's look at it from this angle. Now, I'm very sure that Nigerians weren't expecting this kind of situation. I mean, barely 72 hours of a new government being sworn in, and we now having to, let me just say, a few minutes after it was being sworn in, we entered into this. Would you say that this implementation of the subsidy removal and hike in the pump price is coming at a very, very bad time? This is not what Nigerians want at the moment, in your own view.
You see, the burden of leadership, the burden of office as leaders. You will remember that El-Rufai told us that there was a report existing in the presidency on what to do with PMS subsidy. Subsidy has been removed from diesel. Subsidy has been, that is the one they call the AGO. Subsidy has been removed from DPK. Subsidy has been removed from LPS. Subsidy except for PMS. You saw what happened last year. You know, the diesel AGO going for 1,000 naira and all of that. And how it affected everybody. I mean, you remember that, shutting down and manage, even banks had to shut down their branches at a point in time. But on the PMS, I've heard people argue, you understand, that it's not the poor that is getting the benefit of the subsidy on PMS. That is the people that drive fuel guzzling SUVs and trucks and all of that. But that is not true, because those vehicles, some of those vehicles that transport pepper, albosa from Sokoto, from Zamfara, and all of that to Ibadan and Lagos, you see them every morning in groups. They use PMS. Somebody was telling me early last year, he said, they were going to have a quantum of palm oil, abundance of palm oil. I said, and he added the proviso. He said, provided the cost of transport remains reasonable and stable. Of course, this would have a spiraling effect. I was reading somewhere early this morning that the Naira has been devalued to officially to 630 Naira. And of course, you will remember also that the president spoke about parity of the value of the Naira in the official and foreign black market. Look, the role of leadership is to take responsibility. I want to believe that this government is taking responsibility. It's going to be a roller coaster. I'm telling you, it's going to be a roller coaster.
Mr. Jishokpe, I don't feel you really answered my question very well. I'm saying that now we all experienced this hardship Nigerians have been going through in the past 3 days. Now, is this what Nigeria shouldn't this thing have been shifted a little bit further, at least to have put some necessary palliatives or necessary things in place to cushion the effect? Because I know a lot of people that were stranded yesterday. I mean, leaving your home in the morning with a particular amount of money, now going back home, you were stranded because the price of going home, I mean, getting transportation are doubled. Should this come at this time, or should it have?
Is affecting everybody.
Yes, everybody. Yeah,
and
definitely.
To your question is that they should have shifted it. They should have the moment he mentioned it in his inaugural speech, you saw that there was reaction. We knew already that Buhari administration had put mechanisms in place. They have even borrowed money, $800 million. What then were we expecting? Yes, it was supposed to end in the month of June, at the end of month of June. But the moment the president talked about it in his inaugural speech, there was there was reaction and there was pandemonium.
But according to the promise made then that there will be palliatives before this thing is being implemented, where are those palliatives now?
Well, this is our reality. Government has taken decisions. Well, that is our reality.
The reality. Mr. Adishok, but this reality is not a reality that Nigerians want
at this moment.
At this moment, because
hold
on. We were all expecting that this is going to come at such a time, right? But it hit a lot of people hard. First off, the prices in market for foodstuff had already been on a hype side before this, declaration was made from the inaugural speech. That is something. Now, you made the statement, there is no provision for probably an increase in salary, a reduction in prices, or even, regulation of some prices in the market. Now, this is what Adedamola Afewa is saying. This should have been put in place before
this thing is being thrown into our faces.
Implemented.
Yes, I agree with you that there should be provision before prohibition. But I do not know their calculations. Their calculations will be that they do not have time on their hands. Nigeria is spending 93% or 96% or so of its revenue to service debt, not to even pay the debt. They might be thinking that they do not have time on their hands. Let's do what we have to do now, and then
not minding how the Nigerians who voted them into power will take it or would feel.
There was a scenario that occurred. He talked about the removal. He talked about it. He mentioned it, really, rather.
Yes, he
did. He mentioned that it was gone for good. It was supposed to end in the last day of the month of June, but there was a reaction, and you know the way that we are. Do you want a situation of anarchy for the whole month of June and nobody being sure of what the situation is? Would that even itself portray the government as being responsible and knowing what it is doing, and we suffer for that one whole month? And the club will be selling for 700. Some are even already selling for 600.
Yeah, definitely.
Before they turned around to announce their own prices. Damola, the scenario that was going to descend full circle, they had to do something. They were caught off guard, and they had to do something as a government. A government leadership had to do something. I think they had their backs to the wall with the way things, But of course, that's not what we expected. It's going to be very tough. We are talking about salary increase. Is it the managers of private business that costs will be increasing? That those who have a fleet of vehicles, the cost of maintaining those vehicles will now go up? Is it those private businesses that will increase salary? So, it's going to be very, very tough.
Now, we listened to what Joe Ajaero, that is NLC president, said earlier on. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is barely 3-4 days into office, and now he's about to have a major tussle with the NLC. Is this really a good sign? Is this a good omen for the new administration? Because Nigerians are, I'm talking about the NLC. They said, do we have more than more than one NLC? I'm talking about the one led by Joe Ajaero. Now they had a meeting yesterday.
ASU is already in the news as well.
Let's even leave ASU for now, because ASU is just on one segment, but NLC is like the general thing. Because I'm speaking this morning as a Nigerian, not as a broadcaster this morning, because I'm just like trying to be the voice of the people, because I know what I went through this morning. Before bringing my car out this morning, I had to like do mini mode. Should I not do? Because I couldn't get fuel, and I didn't want my car to get stuck. Do you get what I'm saying? I was panting when I entered the studio this morning. So now 3-4 days into new administration, and we're having a big challenge with the NLC. Is this really a good sign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration?
it is the government, you are elected into office, they will have to take responsibility. And the government, they will have to take responsibility. Some people in the past 8 years failed.
Taking responsibility without considering the masses, without considering the major players that will be affected. It will be. I saw many people yesterday that said probably will start working from home because they can't cope.
So why? And another thing, they went and commissioned. Why they went to Dangote Refinery to commission it without it being functional, ready to dispense products. They say they're going to be dispensing in July or August. I am hopeful that when you remove the cost of shipment, you understand, definitely we will have, because this 500 naira we're having in Ibadan officially includes the cost of shipment from point of buying to Nigeria. Definitely.
That is. Now, Mr. Adeshokwe, this point of buying, this point of import is a major problem in its own. We've spoken about the, increment in salaries that's not been put in place, the economy not, stable. But look at it this way: subsidies removed, you're still going to import and export, export crude oil, import this PMS, and you're expecting it to be easy for Nigerians. Why not just first put in place the refineries, make sure that you have your products being, exported here or, refined here
before removing the subsidy. It's just like closing the border. The other time when we had closing the border for rice,
and then we had the rice
that rice shouldn't be brought into the country when the ones we were producing in the country were not even sufficient enough to feed the nation.
And then we even had the rice pyramid. The rice pyramid today is not even functional.
It's not an issue of putting the cart before, or how do they say it in English? Please, putting I mean, no palliatives on ground. We are just there leaving Nigerians hanging. And you keep saying that government had to take responsibility without considering the hardship it will bring on the people, without consulting the key players.
And let's not forget, this is the same way we spoke about the money. This is the same way we spoke about the Naira redesign policy till now.
Yeah, Damola, NLC, the labor, let me not even call labor. NLC are doing in engagement with government for years on end now. There's even a standing committee. Believe you me, we have, the way this country has been run in the past 10, 8, 12, 14, 15 years, there is no way it was not going to come to this on a location. The way we have been borrowing, the way we have been expending what we have borrowed and what we have borrowed for and how much we have borrowed, there is no way it was not going to come to this. There is no way. Believe you me. Look, as a family man, your income is 10 naira. You are using 9 naira 50 kobo to service debt. How are you going to maintain your family? You, your wife, and maybe and a few other responsibilities there. There is no way it was not going to come to this. Remember in 2012, I think in 2012, it was in collaboration with Labour that Save Nigeria Group presented for political reasons rather and for this same APC progressive in court. Then I prevented Jonathan from removing fuel subsidy. Save Nigeria Group.
They occupy Nigeria then.
I occupy Nigeria.
Occupy Nigeria.
That's from subsidy. 2012. That is 11 years ago. If that thing had been gradually done, we would have gone past this food.
All right, Mr. Adeshokwe, as we round off the program now, if this situation that the present situation we're experiencing in the country continues in the next 1 or 2 weeks, what do you foresee?
Well, there will be a lot of adjustments in our lifestyle, even in our work, probably even in work ethics. There will be a lot of adjustments. Somebody was telling me yesterday, if they have to go to Oyo they will buy 10,000 naira fuel. You buy 5,000 naira fuel, which is that is 10 liters. 10 liters. And that is just for fuel alone. Other inputs. Yes, well, certainly in the next 2-3 months, it's going to be a great roller coaster for every Nigerian.
So we should fasten our seatbelt. The road is going to be bumpy.
I think it's going to be a very tough one. Very tough.
Okay. Well, if Nigerians could survive the crash crunch, could survive the
Nigerians we are
resilient. Definitely will survive this. Thank you very much, Mr. Ayodeji Adesope, for joining us today. Thank you. Well, since we're still talking on fuel subsidy, I felt like I should, let people know how to, go about this period. I saw this write-up on virtually some of the groups I've been in, and this was like an advice on how to prepare for the effect of the subsidy removal. You have to register your children in schools that is at trekking distances to your homes, if that is very possible. Patronize neighborhood shops and markets. I'm sure that at this point they would have increased prices as well. Attend neighborhood places of worship. For those that live in Ulogweru and then you go to Omiadio for your church service, I guess you should start looking for a branch that is closer to you. You have to embrace virtual meetings. That is something that we should do. Total distance, no more than 5 kiniko. Then you have to reduce the way you move around.
Yeah.
I think the Naira Crunch actually taught everybody to be economical in your spending and dealings.
Not just spending, in your doings generally. In your doings.
Okay,
it's about time for us to wrap up the program because in a short while we'll be joining Abbas Ishola Abasina and his crew on Bayo. I think they are on their way to Soka. They will be going to Soka and area in Soka and be telling us things happening in the particular area. My name is Adidamala Lafenwa.
And my name is Favor Oloruntola. Welcoming myself back. Well, have yourself a wonderful day.
That's the sound of a baby cry. Ike ọmọ tuntun jòjòló tó wáyé níbo ló ti wá ọmọ lè sí ewa. Abẹ́kẹ́ gave birth to a baby boy. Ọmọ tuntun wọlé èmi la ò ní yọ sí. Ẹ kú ewu ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ àdá sí. A good looking baby indeed. Can talk ọ̀rìn jó ọlọ́mọ fọ́mọ. Wọ́n lọ́mọ tá a bí á lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn. Lárẹ̀wájú ni kò máa ní rẹ̀yìn. Kódà ẹja burúkọ rẹ̀ ní Fatai. Now say Fatai in the studies. Toyotaya káàkiri. Kí ló ṣe Fatai? Ọmọ yìí, ọmọ tó yẹ kó gbà yìí. Àkọsẹ̀jáyé rẹ̀ tó ń wò. Wọ́n lọ́mọ yìí ní táyà máa wò. Irú ìrànwọ́ làwọn àwòràwọ̀ wá wò. What could have gone wrong? Àlàkàlà lè rí. Ẹ ò Fatai, ọmọ yìí tó yẹ kó gbà yìí. Toyotaya káàkiri o. Àlàkàlà lè rí. Kí ló dé, kí ló ṣọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àgbà? Kí ló ṣe Fatai tó fi polúkúrú mú ṣùn? A land so rich and lovely, filled with milk and honey. Ilẹ̀ tí ó máa mí sọ̀rọ̀ wá lákòókò, with the words of our forefathers. This land is filled with unity. Ìrẹ́pọ̀ àti ìbágbé á máa wà títí. Ilẹ̀ tó kún fún wàrà àti fún oyin. Kíde kíṣẹlẹ̀ oúnjẹ ti rí. A land filled with milk is now filled with sin. A land filled with honey now turns bloody. Ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀ ìyẹn wá gbòde. Bẹ́ẹ̀kẹ̀ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn àgbà sọ̀rẹ́. Mọ̀nàmọ́ná ń ṣe mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Àkàrà olóró ìyẹn ń dínà. Àìdákan wọlé ogun sùn lọ. kọ́ tó wá wí èpo ilẹ̀ tún ti wọ́n. ọ̀dọ́ kàwé títí kó fi ṣiṣẹ́ irọ́. ọkọ̀ òfurufú bó ṣe ń jábọ́ ló ń kùnà. irú ìgbà wo rèé irú àláwo rèé ọmọ yìí tó yẹ kó gbà yìí tó yí táyà káàkiri àwọn ọ̀yẹ́ yìí rẹ̀. kí ló dé kí ló dé I'm supposed to smile, see them cry, water for their high. People asking why. I'm supposed to smile, see them cry, water for their high. People asking why. But ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà ní bí ọ̀ṣẹ́ lúwúrọ̀ ní àṣebúdọ̀ jálẹ̀. Kí ló wá ṣọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àgbà? Kí ló ṣàlá àwọn àgbà? Ó ṣe ṣóun lẹ́rí ẹ̀hún fàtà yìí. Ọmọ yìí ló yẹ kó gbẹ́rù ṣe tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ káàkiri. Fàtà yìí kí ló wá dé o? Fàtà yìí báwo ló ṣe rí?
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn.